I'm just passing it on to Pratyusha, our co-founder.
Hi everyone, this is Pratyusha. I am the co-founder and I head hardware technology and production at Muse. It's nice to interact with you all. It's the first live session for us. Um, First of all, I would like to start by apologizing for all the delays, and we did overestimate, and that has caused a lot of communication issues with the backers. And yeah, so I think with this, I think we would like to shed more light into it. And so I'll start off by giving the production update. So far we have produced around 1,200 rings. We started off with an 80% rejection rate in the beginning, and subsequently we've reduced it to 50%, and now it's under 15 to 20%. So we have lost almost 2x, 3,000 plus material in the first lot. So yeah, we've produced 1,000 units. 1,200 plus units. And last week, we were able to produce 83 units with a 15% rejection rate. So we have brought it down drastically. So I would like to talk a bit about why we had so many, what challenges we had faced. So initial first challenge is that we had a battery drain. So after bending a PCB, a lot of boards have gotten damaged, and that added to 50% of our rejection initially, but later we have introduced many processes in place to reduce that. And another challenge that we face in production is the aesthetics. So as you know, we are using potting material to pot the PCB, and we face a lot of aesthetic issues like pinholes and certain areas where the material is not fitting well. And we also initially had to do a lot of post processing after the potting process that added to more rejections. But over the past few weeks, we solved most of these problems, and we were able to bring the rejection rate down to 15%. So after this 1,200 production, we also spoke to our contract manufacturer, and we also agreed that it would be best to scale up our production after bringing down rejection to 10%. So things look very promising. We are very close to our targets, and yeah, things look very promising, and we should be scaling in a couple of weeks, and we will try to produce 10,000 rings by the end of August. That's our plan as of now. So yeah, I think over to Gujati for the next update.
Yeah, so as we've just seen, so we have a total of 12, 15 rings right now with us in our inventory. As mentioned in the last update, for the first 500, we've talked to a logistics partner, and we have processed the payment from our end. It did cost us around 40,000 USD, roughly around $80 USD on average per product. So this is including the custom duties on the product, given that the value of the product was $149 for all super backers. So we feel that this number will be even higher for further shipments when people purchase it for a different early backer price. So we processed this shipment with our logistics partner. I think it should be done in the next couple of days, and the shipments should start. The pickup should start soon, and people who have the tracking details, it will get updated for sure. Other than that, the remaining out of 1215, the remaining 550, they're packaged and are ready. And another 165 are still pending inspection and the final packaging. So as mentioned in the last update, we will be only going through ShipBob for these. As I've mentioned, the cost for the initial 500 itself is going way high. We have shipped the first 200 sizing kits to ShipBob, and we're processing them right now. I think in this week or coming week, early next week, we should complete a successful trial of dispatching these sizing kits, which gives us confidence to move ahead and start processing the shipments for the other quantities as well. So yeah, this is just a brief of the existing inventory that we have. So like Pratyusha mentioned, we want to get the rejection rate to less than 10% by next week, and we also hope to have a clearer picture of our shipment process through ShipBob. Once these two are done, for all other backers, we will be giving a detailed breakdown of the estimated delivery times. So, like Pratisha mentioned, we we hope to complete the first 10,000, all the backers that we have till right now, by August. So I just want to add here that we stopped selling on Indiegogo. A lot of backers requested information about why this was happening. So we intentionally chose to stop selling on Indiegogo to ensure that we first fulfill all our orders, existing orders till now. So that is the main reason why we hit the existing perks that we have. I think only once we ship all these products to backers and we get a great response, we will start again selling through the platform. Uh, that's it from the shipment side. So now I'll just walk you through the main questions that we've been getting, right, from all of you. So yeah, a lot of backers asked us questions about why there is so much difference between the sizing kit, and since we've already done shipments with it, we've already shipped the sizing kits earlier. They've been asking questions on why the ring one is different. So I want to clear this with there are basically two main reasons. So one, our sizing kit is not manufactured in a special economic zone. It's manufactured outside and it ships directly from our warehouse. On the other hand, the ring one is actually manufactured inside a special economic zone due to the additional benefits that we get for easy exports. The second reason is that sizing kits are we ship them as a sample with very low value. So this ensures that it's just a sample for the user, just to give them an experience of the product rather than the product itself. So given that the value is low, the custom value is also, and the VAT charges that are added is also low. We did get some additional, a few tens and thousands of dollars of additional charges on the sizing kits as well, but that was not as high as we would be facing with the rings, given that the ring value is very high. So this is the main reason. So even with our past products, our hybrid watch, it's also manufactured locally and not in an SEZ. So that is the reason why the ring one shipments was very different for us for the first time, and it took us a little bit more time to streamline that process properly. So how are we solving this? This is another question that we've been getting. So we are going with Shipbob, right? Shipbob is a logistics partner who have warehouses already established in many regions across the globe, in US, Europe, UK, etc. So we've already onboarded with them, like I mentioned in the shipping status. So we'll be sending bulk of a bigger batch of units to them, all the SKUs put together at once. So how this helps us is it helps us in two ways. One, when shipping each ring individually to directly to the consumer, so we have to pay handling fees for each one of them. So here, instead of paying handling fees for each one of them, we just pay it once per a batch, which drastically reduces the handling charges themselves. The other aspect is, so now we are not shipping to the consumer directly. We are shipping to Shipbob first, which is another business. So the value is not the same that we charge the customer. So this helps us reduce the custom duties further. So yeah, these are the two different strategies we took, and also like we mentioned in the last update, we've successfully negotiated to bring down the cost of handling from our free trade warehouse down to just $4 from a very huge number. So I think put together, we've addressed these queries and we should be able to ship the product between $20 to $35 of shipping charges from now on. Yeah, and yeah, another question that a lot of people asked was about what features are currently live in the app and what are not. So just to be clear, so all the features are currently live in the app. There are only four aspects that we will be launching as a part of the update. So one is blood pressure, the other is cycle tracking, three is the NFC functionality with payments and Tesla, and last is the Rio AI coach. So For BP and cycle tracking, we're already doing data tests with our internal team, and we've seen good results. Currently, the results that we see is around 10 plus or minus 5 mean and standard deviation. We'll definitely share some more data with you later. And regarding, so once we go through the beta testing and stabilize the results a little more, we'll be launching it as part of the app update. So rest everything is already in place. Regarding NFC, so all the application is ready and thoroughly tested it as well. It's just waiting final approvals from payment certificate. So it's Mastercard, Visa, and EMVCO, the organization that. So we're just waiting the final approvals. So once they just give a go ahead, it's just a small update we have to push over the air to make the feature live. And lastly, Rio AI. So Rio AI is a much more a very complicated feature. So given that we use generative AI, it is prone to a lot of hallucinations and giving inaccurate data. So we're making sure we're building the right system and training it with the right resources so that users get the most accurate results and also get precise references to look into when reading through about various health aspects. And secondly, since this involves sharing your data, that you're collected to external services, we are ensuring that we establish very uh, secure and well encrypted systems in place so that your data is always in your control. So that's the reason the AI will be part of a later update, hopefully by August, or that's what we plan to do it. And yeah, I think these are the main questions. We'll now uh, be taking any questions from you directly. If you have anything, just drop it in the comments and audio. Uh, I hope the audio is much clearer now.
No audio at all.
Uh-huh. There's yeah, we'll be taking the questions one by one. I hope we are clearly audible to everyone. Yeah, we'll just take some questions one by one. So, yeah, David Knight asked a question regarding the cost of import duties and VAT going to be for UK backers after those first 500 rings. So, like we said, we will be bearing the custom duties ourselves. This is not going to be passed on to the backers. We only face a higher value, but we're for the 500, we want to process it irrespective from the next order as well. We'll be paying those fees so that hackers don't have to uh, pay any custom duties or any other additional charges when they receive the ring. Yeah. Another question we got from Mr. Bosley. If you had a tracking number, then you should get your ring shipped this week for sure. That's correct. Another query is from Tony K. We understand that our timelines were not proper. We definitely overestimated, and this is something that obviously affected our communication as well, where we have not set the right expectations. But like you see, we always want to be very transparent and correct our mistakes and ensure we improve. And this live session, the personal calls that our customer support team did, reaching out to each one of you individually and with further steps as well. So we will ensure that we give you more accurate information from right now, and that will be transparent along the way to show you exactly like what we've been working on, the challenges that we're facing.
Okay, so people are asking to show the ring. So
Oh,
quite a few messages. So we can. So all right. So this is our ring which we are using. So this is my colleague's ring, and give pass on the mobile app. So yep. Um, so this is our mobile app currently, and so people have asked us to show the ring working. So I think one thing we can show is probably the. So this is all my data. I can take a measurement currently and probably show you guys. So you can see that the LEDs are turned on. So yep. So this is a working ring, guys, and yep. So this measurement is stopped, and yep. What else can we show? And this is our settings, and you can see my battery percentage, and these are the different settings. So you can turn on and turn off the haptics. So we have haptic enable disable, and then we have multiple modes here: airplane, turn wheel on off. We have alarms.
can you show them a sleep screen as well? Yeah.
Sure. And yeah, so yeah, this is my sleep score for last night, and yeah, so this is how you would be getting it: time in bed, sleep time, restorative sleep, sleep sufficiency, consistency, quality, and yep. I think so.
Yeah, I think they want to see live heart rate. It's
Okay.
coming up again and again.
Okay, sure.
So for backers, so we don't have the blood pressure feature in this build yet. So we hope to show it soon. So a lot of you have been requesting for the live heart rate feature. So we just wanted to show that quickly once.
Yeah, I guess my heart rate is quite high, considering we are on a live. So yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
is the
that was
live
just
heart rate for you
a
guys.
quick demo of the live heart rate as well. Uh, I'll just take on more questions.
So considering only having 1 day of history, we're constantly having app updates. So it's the development app. I'm sure. So that's the reason for having only 1 day of data. So
Yeah. Eric has been, there's a question from Eric Joseph regarding the first 500. Yes, the first 500 will go out. So as we said, we've cleared the payments as well. We're just waiting it to reflect with our logistic partner, and I think that should immediately update all the tracking details for whoever has the number already. So a lot of backers have been asking about India shipments as well. I see. So the reason why we didn't ship to India first is that so we started a campaign with Indiegogo on a global scale first, and as per our earlier commitment, we made sure that as we committed, that we'll be delivering to super backers first. Our main production planning was based on three aspects. One is your order number, your super backer status, and lastly, the color and variant that you chose. So all the super backers and based on the order number, that those were given the most highest priority, and the production planning was also done according to that, so specific to the order numbers and what specific selections that users made. So this is why we couldn't directly just ship to India, because that would mean delays to other backers. But if we'll just have an internal discussion, if that increases trust by shipping it to a couple of backers in India, we'll explore that option uh, by having an internal discussion again regarding it. Yeah. I see a query from Nikhil Marathe. So if you were charged $20 for shipping to India, we're sorry for that. I'll check with my customer team and ensure you get a refund. So I think within India, you should not have been charged any shipping fees. We'll help with that. So another question I see is which SKUs are we shipping in the first 500? So we're primarily shipping the all titanium silver and the all titanium black first of all sizes. So once we complete, I think most of them are already done for the first batch that I need in the 50 that I shared. So immediately we start with all titanium gold and all titanium rose gold version. Is the audio audible now? I think a few backers are still facing an issue.
Okay. Engraving.
So a few backers have been requested for the engraving. We'll share a picture to backers about how the engraving will look like, hopefully by Wednesday next week. Yeah. We do have a few samples. We'll try to get them out much sooner, but by next week, mid Wednesday, we'll share you a picture of how the engraving will look like. So for Indian backers, so as soon as we're done with the first 1200, 1500 products, I think that will bring us closer to the Indian order numbers as well. So I think in the next 1 to 2 weeks, even the Indian shipment should start. Another question, yeah, will we share the timeline to the customers? Asked by RD Riva. Yeah, we will share that. Like we just mentioned, we have two main issues we are solving. So this time we don't want to overestimate and give you a wrong value. So once we hope to get the rejection rate down to 10% within a week, and also fix our shipping process with ShipBob. We'll give you a detailed estimate based on order number for sure. Yeah.
So why only 83 rings this week? So after the initial high rejections, so along with our contract manufacturer, we agreed to only take a few numbers at a time and improve the throughput in that. So that's the reason we have sort of slowed down, and that's the reason we have only 83 this week. But now we reach 15%, we target 10%, and then we will be producing a lot more. As committed, as mentioned before, so we will try to complete all that 10,000 by end of August.
Yeah, a few backers, some backer asked about sleep tracking. Does it show different stages? So we just want to quickly show you how a sleep session looks like in the app. So this is last night's data. So as you can see, for different time intervals, we have given a detailed breakdown of uh, the awake different stages, and it also shows you your heart rate during the entire sleep session. I hope this is closer and now you can hear us much more clearly. Okay, we want to address another query by, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Ilre Kumuru. We are not out of funds to deliver orders at all. We, I think that's not at all the issue. I think once the manufacturing issues are solved, we don't have any issues to ship all the 15,000 orders without facing any financial problems. Yeah. So another question that we're getting is when do we plan to start the production of gold titanium by Ragatham, Mr. Ragatham. So as I mentioned, so we've almost done with the all titanium black and all titanium silver versions for the first batch. So next week, or we'll release an update, but we hope to start the production of the all titanium gold as well as rose gold in the coming week. So another question that we just got from Mr. Trevor Ross. So why are we waiting for shipping already produced products based on future rejection rates? So like I just mentioned, the first 500 we are okay to go ahead and ship it while bearing the higher custom duties. That is a mistake in Marin, not ensure the logistics process was streamlined. But for further orders, we're just going to do it through Shipbob to avoid the enormous costs that we're facing with these orders. So once the Shipbob process is complete and we deliver one batch successfully, we'll start the shipments for everything else that is already produced.
There is an internet issue or something.
So I think a lot of backers are mentioning that they're not able to understand us clearly. I think we're sorry for that. I think our audio is also not completely stable, and we'll make sure that we provide a detailed summary of everything that was discussed in the call as part of an update next one day, so that everyone can sift through and clearly understand anything that they might have missed. Spacing the call.
Blood pressure. If they have is the blood pressure issue?
So as a we're taking more questions. So Arya Bhatia, he requires a blood pressure, a software issue and hardware issue. It's just a software issue. So basically, we have an algorithm. We train an algorithm that uses multiple data points to keep improving on the accuracy. So we're now We've tested this in stable conditions when everything is perfectly still when user is at rest. But we're testing this more in everyday scenarios to get more reliable values. So this will help us improve on the training parameters and optimize the algorithm. So it's just a software issue. So, Mr. Christian Reinsok, he asked what kind of other functions the ring has at the moment. So, all the functionalities are live with the ring. So, you can see the turn wheel and different aspects as well. Uh, Hope it's clear. So, all the functionalities, turn wheel, the settings, case functionalities are all functioning. For the NFC aspect, we're just waiting for the final approval. So, the development aspect is already done. Mr. Maximilian Vega, sorry, the app offer actionable advice for how to improve, for example, this. Yes, exactly. Like based on your sleep score, you based on what specific aspect of your sleep was lacking on any given day, we give you a detailed insight about how you can improve in that area. But this does not just happen for daily sleep, but we also observe your weekly trends and give you insights based on that as well. Yeah. Mr. Brett Poole, he requested, can the rings not be shipped with the flowers and other stuff? Yeah, we've removed the flowers after backers raised raised an issue that they, like some countries like Australia, that they might be holding the packaging in the customs. We've removed that from the shipments. Uh, Yeah, I think another request has been regarding the 18K gold variant. So we're not like plan like we'll be sharing a detailed plan on it next week. Currently, our major goal was to ensure that the rejection rate goes down and we get these first shipments out. Hopefully, so the next immediate thing we'll be starting is the all titanium gold and all titanium rose gold. And then we'll be parallelly starting the ceramic variant as well as the 18K gold version. So we'll give you a much more detailed estimate by next week.
There's a question about payment function.
Yeah. RD Riva. So does the paying function works? Yeah, like I mentioned, the development is completely done. We've shipped samples actually to all the major payment authorities like Mastercard, Visa, and DMVCO. So we're just waiting for their final approval or go ahead. And once done, we should be able to just push an update and go live in the market. So another question we got from Altros Geeky Space. So how are we validating rings in various parameters like heart rate, sleep? So we generally have two different approaches. One is to benchmark it against the industry standards, say the Apple Watch, Whoop, and different products that are already that people are using. And other is we have clinical grade equipment in house. So we use a pulse oximeter and certain other equipment for chest heart rate measurement, etc., to validate results as well. So we do take both of them to benchmark our metrics. Another question we just got was Mr. from RA Bhatia. Are you shipping the perks such as ring protector cover with the rings? Yes. So you'll get two pairs for either side of your ring that will be included in the package. Mr. So he asked about the Super Backers 18K gold update. Like I was just mentioning to another query, we will give you a very much more accurate estimate next week. Ideally, like given our current plan, we hope to start it in the next 2 weeks in parallel with the titanium ceramic variant. We so right now we are focusing on the all titanium variant. We have completed most of the black and silver ones, and next we want to start first with the gold and rose gold, and then switch to the titanium and the 18K gold versions. I hope that answers your query. So just to address it, I think a few members also had queries after our last post that if we will be asking for any additional funds. No, this is not the case. We will be handling all the shipment charges and complete the shipments without any other charges request like from backers. Yeah. Jonathan Suarez, I think I see you have an order for G tag and but it has not been denied entrance. Uh, okay, we'll check with the customer support team once and fix this issue for you. We'll reach out to you, post a call, and address it directly in person. Another question from Mr. Art Panel. So it seems that we have to manually update the app instead of seamlessly prompting when an update is available. Yeah, I think this is something that we'll release in the future update so that by the time you try to set up your ring, you immediately have a pop-up which helps you update your app. So that is something that we address both in Android and iOS as well. Another query is from Free. So the gold color has not been produced at all yet. That is correct. We only started with all titanium black and all titanium silver. Uh, Next week, we'll give an update. We plan to start the titanium gold and titanium rose gold as well. Yeah. Another question from Max, will the lifetime subscription carry on? You will eventually make a version 2. Yes, it is for all products that from use. It's regarding to your profile and not device specific. Mr. Yilre asked another question. What stopped you from shipping the product with blood pressure fever active in the beginning? Obviously, we didn't want to do this until we were completely confident of the measurements and the accuracies of those measurements in everyday scenarios. In ideal conditions, we're confident, but we're testing and improving on getting values consistently and reliably throughout the day. So that is the main reason why we haven't shipped, and we wanted to do a quick software. We wanted to release it through a software update. So another query is regarding Mr. Rainer. We have given a priority status to super backers first. I think order number and super backer status, we have made a production plan according to that. But there is, so we have to also optimize for the colors mainly, because so the color process includes a PVD process. So the black that you see, it's a process which where we uh, uh, like it's called powder vapor deposition. So anyway, like to get the color out, we need a minimum batch size to send it into the machine. So without that minimum batch size, we won't be able to process or get the products out. Without otherwise it's going to be a huge material wastage. So that is one reason why we had to use color and as a factor into the production planning as well. But apart from that, we'll always make sure that super backers get their rings first before anyone else. I We hope we answered most of your questions. Okay, so what are you doing to rebuild our faith and confidence in Muse? There's been constant delays, lack of feedback, and all around a lot of angry people. So this is a query raised by Mr. Brett. So we I think the first step we've taken is to address that we've not lived up to our standards. So we've definitely also are not happy with how we communicated. I think with excitement of pushing the ring, and we definitely overestimated our timelines uh, a little bit. So this is something that we're actively correcting, right? So even across our Facebook channel or Indiegogo posts, we want to make sure that we maintain as much transparency as possible in front of backers. So during this live session, talking directly to you, and also my colleague Abhishek, who's reaching out to different customers. So these are all steps that we're taking to make sure we build this faith and confidence with our backers again. And lastly, I think we're very confident that once you get your ring, you have an amazing experience with it. So, and that's the main commitment that all our team has. Uh, we'll just answer the last question by Mr. Sriram. So he mentioned about the SEZ to DTA, the customs clearance issue. Within India, this issue has been solved. So we have negotiated successfully with our free trade warehouse zone team, and are able to get it out now for a very low price. So that shipments within India, that issue is fixed. I think that's it from our side. We hope we were able to answer most of your queries. So for those aspects where it was not clear or we were not able to answer them completely, we will not just post a recorded session, but we will also make sure that we list down all the different questions asked and our replies to it and share a document with you.
Yeah.
So I think that should help. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks everyone, and
Yeah, thank you everyone. And
thank you.
sorry about the choppy audio. This is our first live session, and in our next live session, we'll be more prepared. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time.